these times, the word synchronicity gets quite loosely described as meaningful coincidences, with no causal relationship yet seem to be meaningfully related. But what does this mean? In the first part of this video, we'll discuss how terms of meaning combine with notions of probability, so as to understand how synchronicity is a simply explainable phenomenon within consciousness. Later, we explore the relationships to alchemy and how the alchemical transformation process is synonymous with the awakening process of the soul. We'll then take this one step further by exploring Plato's notions of Anima Mundi, or the world soul, to see how this transformation fits into a world narrative. To see how this process is not just explainable, but is actually a step on the evolutionary path. So, without further delay, let's explore. Within the universe, there lies a concept both fascinating and mysterious. This is the world of synchronicity, a concept brought to light by the brilliant mind of Carl Jung. Jung, a Swiss psychiatrist, ventured deep into the human psyche and unraveled how certain events in our lives align too perfectly to be mere coincidence. So what does this mean? Imagine thinking of an old friend you haven't spoken to in ages, and right at that moment they call you. Carl Jung called these moments synchronicity, a meaningful connection beyond mere coincidence. But how does our understanding of probability make sense of such events? Well, the most common frequentist view of probability might argue against the significance of our encounter, attributing it to random chance. This view is grounded in the objective analysis of long-term frequencies. However, synchronicity challenges this view on a very simple concept: subjective meaning. While a frequentist might try to calculate the odds of a synchronistic event occurring, they would likely view its significance as mere coincidence, not acknowledging the deeper subjective meaning that Jung attributed to such events. I say try, as calculating the subjective experience of thinking of an old friend may be a little outside of such parameters. Bayesian probability may assist. Bayesian probability, which incorporates prior knowledge and updates beliefs as new evidence is presented, offers a more flexible framework for understanding synchronicity. This approach can accommodate the subjective, meaningful nature of synchronicity by allowing personal experiences and beliefs to influence the interpretation of such events. For example, you might have a belief about the likelihood of a friend reaching out to you based on your past interactions. Then new evidence emerges, such as a dream about the friend contacting you. Bayesian probability uses this evidence to update your prior belief. This new updated belief about the likelihood of an event occurring reflects a synthesis of what you originally thought and what the new evidence suggests, establishing an increased belief in the connection between your dreams and real-world events. This model allows individuals to interpret meaningful events not as isolated or random occurrences, but as part of a broader narrative of their lives. It acknowledges that personal meaning and intuition play a significant role in how we interpret events, providing a structured way to incorporate these subjective experiences into our understanding of the world. However, this form of Bayesian probability is not the end of the story. It was advanced several times by multiple thinkers such as Bruno De Finetti and Frank P. Ramsey in the early 20th century. These thinkers, among others, contributed to the development of subjective probability theory. Subjective probability aligns most closely with Jung's concept of synchronicity. This approach is based on personal judgment and belief about the likelihood of a subjectively meaningful event, rather than on objective frequency or updated evidence. That is, it does not rely on long-term frequency data, as in the frequentist approach, nor does it necessarily require a prior probability that is updated with new evidence, as in the Bayesian approach. Instead, subjective probability is based on an individual's intuition, experiences, and personal assessment of how likely an event is to occur. It's worth noting that critics of subjective probability would argue it strays too far from empirical evidence. At this point, I would also like to direct toward our other videos about phenomenology and empiricism, which delve into this in more detail. Later in this video, we discuss how subjective probability aligns with synchronicity within the framework of an Anima Mundi, or world soul. But as a quick example, think of it this way. This realm consists of countless events, actions, and dreams making up the bigger picture of life. Synchronicity is the process that connects and blends these seemingly unrelated elements, showing us how they relate to one another, in the process revealing patterns and connections. In this context, thinking about an old friend and their subsequent contact isn't random, but influenced by the underlying connections within our shared consciousness. Subjective probability lets us understand these special moments through our own beliefs, refreshing how we see the world. In essence, this approach recognizes how our personal thoughts and feelings can shape reality, making sense of these surprising connections in a flexible and evolving way. Synchronicities could be understood as emergent phenomena that arise from the complex interplay of individual perspectives and intentions. This aligns with the idea that the universe is a web of interconnected consciousness, where each agent's subjective experience contributes to the creation of a shared reality. Synchronicities then are not just personal experiences, but are also nodes of connection between different conscious agents, revealing the underlying unity and interdependence of all things. In this, our unconscious plays a key role here. Think of your mind as an iceberg. What you're aware of is just the tip, while below lies a vast, unseen world full of dreams, thoughts, and memories. We can now also begin to see the importance of our dreams. These often tap into this unseen world, bringing forth symbols and messages that can pop up in our daily lives, hinting at the interconnectedness of all things. A hobby you picked on a whim or a chance encounter that opens the door to new opportunities are not just happy accidents, they're the play of synchronicity at work. Understanding synchronicity isn't just about recognizing these connections. It's about embracing the mystery and wonder of being part of something larger than ourselves. It encourages us to pay attention to look for the signs and messages that guide our paths. For modern civilization, synchronicity offers a bridge between the scientific and the spiritual, between the individual and the collective. It teaches us empathy, awareness, and the value of paying attention to the magic of the world around us. This was only the beginning for Jung. In his works Psychology and Alchemy and Mysterium Coniunctionis, Jung unveiled the relationships of psychology and alchemy, including the psychological underpinnings of alchemical symbols, guiding us on a transformative journey of the psyche. For most, the ancient practice of alchemy sought to transform the base into the sublime, the metals led into gold. For Jung, alchemy was a metaphor for something far more profound, the transformation of the self. Alchemy, with its enigmatic symbols and stages, is not merely medieval chemistry. It's a symbolic process of inner transformation, mirroring Jung's concept of individuation, the quest for wholeness. The alchemist's magnum opus, or great work, involves 4 primary stages, which for Jung Each represents a phase in our psychological and spiritual growth. Stage 1, the Negredo, the blackening. This is where our journey begins. It's the dark night of the soul, a time of confusion and chaos where we face our shadows. For Jung, this represents confronting the unconscious, acknowledging our repressed fears, desires, and the parts of ourselves we'd rather not see. Stage 2, the albedo. The whitening follows as a dawning of awareness. As light emerges, we begin to see ourselves more clearly. This stage symbolizes purification and the reconciliation of opposites within us. It's a moment of insight where understanding and acceptance start to heal our inner divisions. Stage 3, serenitas, often called the yellowing, signifies the golden dawn of wisdom. It's a phase of enlightenment and further integration, where knowledge turns into wisdom. Here, we start to see the purpose behind our struggles, recognizing the gold within our experiences. Stage 4, the rubedo, the reddening. This marks the culmination of the work. It's the achievement of wholeness, where we fully integrate the diverse parts of our being. This stage represents self-realization, love, and the harmonious balance of opposites. It's the creation of the philosopher's stone within us, symbolizing our true, authentic self. Jung saw the magnum opus as a metaphor for personal growth and individuation. Each stage, from confronting our darkest fears to achieving self-realization, reflects the journey we all undertake in the quest to become whole. In everyday life, this journey can be seen in overcoming personal challenges, experiencing sudden insights, or in the act of reconciling with a part of ourselves we've long ignored. It's in the moments of profound change when we find a new direction, purpose, or deeper understanding of love. On a larger scale, the alchemical journey mirrors our society's evolution. It's visible in movements toward healing, reconciliation, and the collective quest for meaning. Jung's alchemy offers a lens through which to view not just personal transformation, but the metamorphosis of cultures and communities. Understanding the psychological roots of alchemy offers profound benefits. It teaches us patience in our personal development, shows us the value in our struggles, and guides us toward a more compassionate and integrated way of being, both individually and collectively. The Philosopher's Stone can be seen as a symbol of our fullest potential, achieved through the journey of transformation. It's a reminder that within each of us lies the power to change, to grow, and to illuminate the darkness, not just for ourselves, but for the world. Now that we've looked at the individual's transformation, let's explore how Carl Jung envisaged this on the larger scale. Imagine the Earth not just as a physical entity floating in space, but as a living, breathing organism with a soul. This ancient idea, known as Anima Mundi, or the world soul, suggests that everything in nature is connected through a shared essence. Jung delved into this concept, exploring how it mirrors the depths of the human psyche. The notion of Anima Mundi dates back to Plato, who believed in a universal soul binding all of nature together. This has widely been an accepted term for such ideology. For Jung, this concept resonated deeply with his ideas of the collective unconscious, a shared reservoir of experiences and symbols across humanity. He saw the collective unconscious as humanity's link to this world through archetypes and universal symbols that emerge in our dreams and myths. We discuss these archetypes in detail in other videos. In everyday life, we encounter the Anima Mundi when we feel a profound connection to nature, be it through gardening, being in awe of a sunset, or experiencing empathy towards animals. In our contemporary world, Anima Mundi surfaces in the collective efforts to protect our planet, in the global outpouring of empathy in times of crisis, and in the way ideas and emotions can connect us across digital landscapes. Understanding this interconnectedness encourages us to live more sustainably, recognizing that the well-being of one is intertwined with the well-being of all. It fosters compassion for all living beings and a sense of unity, dissolving the illusion of separation between us and the natural world. Jung believed that acknowledging this connection could lead to greater wholeness in the individual, mirroring the journey toward individuation. It is important that we remember that we are not isolated beings, but integral parts of a vast, interconnected organism. In embracing the world's soul, we embrace our true nature, finding our harmonious place. It's a journey towards wholeness for ourselves and for the world. Hopefully, this exploration reveals synchronicity as more than mere coincidence. It's a fundamental aspect of human progression. By understanding and embracing synchronicity within the frameworks of Bayesian and subjective probability, we align closer with the process of individuation, advancing our personal and collective evolution. As always, we hope that integrating these insights will move us towards a deeper understanding and a better world. Your presence and curiosity makes this all worthwhile. If you've had a moment of insight within these concepts, we invite you to delve deeper with us. In our other videos, we venture into the realms of psychological types and how these concepts play out in the modern world. Please subscribe to our channel so you'll not only stay informed about our upcoming explorations, but also join a community of seekers and thinkers united in the quest for deeper understanding.